welcome. It is 8 p.m. Do you know where your people are? Because I know where my people are. We are in the building. Thank you for tuning in. You are now tuned into the BS with Tina and Company. Yes. Hosted by Street Media. Please follow Street Media at Street Media. And Tiance knows it all, of course. And we'll be on YouTube. And you can find us every Thursday. Every Thursday. We're going to be there for sure. No matter what time, but we're going to be there. So I'm so excited. I'm over my head right now, to be honest. I have an amazing guest. And before I introduce her, sorry, I need to pick this up a little bit. Before I introduce her, I want to tell you a little story about how I met her. And I reached out to Miss Perez, actually, right? Ooh. And I was doing the Let's Talk About It show, and I was following her and saw all these inspirational messages that she had, all these motivational things that she was, trying to put out there and trying to bring awareness to people. And I reached out for her to come on. And unfortunately we didn't get to meet at that time, but I followed her. I've seen her growth. I've seen her write a book. I've seen her do a lot of just amazing things. And she also has it's like an organization.
It's a nonprofit
organization called Motivational Monsters that we're going to get into. Please welcome my soul sister, as she said, a friend that I've never met. I feel that I am connected to you in some way, and we're going to hear more about that right now. And I feel overwhelmed. I feel so proud. I feel proud of myself. Because I'm going to do this, that narcissistic heroic
That's okay.
way. But I'm going to put this out there to say that because of her knowledge and just the way she moves and the way she, the way she puts herself out there, I feel like this is an accomplishment for me. So please welcome Janessa Rose Perez.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I don't know if I'm facing a camera. I don't know. I'm blind,
right there.
Oh wow.
Straight.
I'm sorry. All right.
We outside,
so
baby.
Should I look at the camera? All right. Let me fit myself here. All right,
Let's
cool.
show your face.
First and foremost, I am honored to be here on your podcast.
Thank you.
I really am. I appreciate your energy, your support, your interest, your feedback, the energy that you shared with me over the course of us speaking online. You even noticing the kind of messages that I was putting out and offering me an opportunity to come and share space with you on another show prior.
Yes.
So I really, really, unfortunately at the time I was in the middle of other things, but I really just, I'm proud of you. I'm also watching you grow. We grow together, you know what I mean? Like all of us. And I'm honored, and I'm so excited to be here for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Janessa. This is the woman, the book writer, the motivator. That's the first thing those are the things that come to my head when I think about you. And we spoke about when is your birthday.
Yes.
So exactly.
Okay, so I am July 28th.
Leo.
I'm not gonna give the year out.
No,
I'm gonna let y'all play with that. Y'all, no. July 28th, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I am a Leo.
Yes.
I am proud of being a Leo and love
yes.
Leo. So grateful.
You have all those.
I love that
aspects
Well,
of
we all
strong.
do. We all do.
I mean, some of us get in tuned with them.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna talk about that and how we how we manifest to our higher being and who we are and how we were born and when we were born and all that good stuff. So I'm curious because you're a very strong character, very blunt, very honest. So, do you have siblings?
I do. I have one biological brother.
Okay.
Older
Older
than me by 2 years. He's also like was a best friend growing up. Yes. Super talented. Like to the point where some people are so intelligent that they kind of like crazy. He's one of those.
They leave it.
Yeah, he's a savant. He's really smart. So I have an older brother.
Nice.
But I do come from a very large family. Like my mom is one of 10. Okay. My father has a couple of siblings, not as many as my mom, but she has a lot of sisters and brothers and their kids. So all my cousins, if you are Puerto Rican or Black, most likely, you know what I'm saying? Like
even if they're not cousins, your family, they are your cousins.
Your cousins are your brothers and your sisters. You know what I mean? Grandma raises all of y'all.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, but that's how it was.
No, it is. It is. So it's like that in my family.
Yeah. So I had a very, very big support cast, I guess, growing up, which I guess fed the whole like, you can say what you want to say thing.
Yes, you can see that. Yeah. Like where you get all that, you get this integrity, you get this love. And I think when you are raised with people who are older than you and you adapt to knowing or learning,
I call it surviving.
Surviving.
That's what I tell people. They're like, your personality is very dynamic. And then I tell them, I'm like, I had to survive a lot of unhealthy things.
Yes.
In order for me to become, I guess I want to use the word of be a person that can't be taken advantage of. Yes. When you're born into a lot of toxic shit, can I curse?
Absolutely. Okay, cool. All that toxic shit.
I have to look at the camera. Y'all know what's going to happen after this. 20 minutes, I'll be comfortable. But no. I was born into a lot of unhealthy patterns that us as a culture, and if anyone read the book, this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Our belief systems are very poor moral code, and we think that they're real. We think that they're valid. Like, you know what I mean?
The way we're supposed to.
Like we keep staying in pattern. We pass it to our generations. And there was always something about me that knew that like what I was born into wasn't it. It was like, this can't be it. I mean, it's not that bad. I could be worse off. I know there's other people worse off. However,
but you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
You want better for the next generation. Absolutely.
Yeah, that occurred at some point. I was like, y'all bugged out.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but we're gonna work it out.
But I had to become extra rough, and my sign, I guess, didn't help anything because I was already born under that planet where it was gonna be like hard for you. Like I'm a fixed sign.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna be easy to
move
over.
And then being a woman.
Yeah. And that was another thing. That's a whole other topic, right? So I had to become very strong. And because a Leo is a masculine energy, the sun is a masculine energy, so you will have that leadership quality. You will have those things. Some people hear the word masculine and energy and they confuse it with like manly or I'm going to say words that are crazy, like being a dyke or being a girl. You know what I'm saying? They'll say this and they'll be like,
but it has nothing to do.
Oh, you think you are a dude or you acting like a dyke. And those things will put me into attack mode because I was always very feminine and very girly.
Well, I was going to ask you, were you like a tomboyish or
I wasn't.
girl?
I would be in a dress, bows, pretty, dolled up, but I'll climb that tree, jump off and punch you in your neck for sure.
I feel related to you in some way because I see you dressed in sneakers and then you could put, that beautiful skirt and, you always like do your hair and, you fix yourself up and you have a lot of different, like you said, dynamics to you and you fulfill those things. So, I was wondering. Like,
I've created a lot with these aspects of myself. So I'm super comfortable. Fashion has always been a way to express how I felt. And I've always loved dolls, Barbie dolls, growing up. So there goes the tomboy thing, because I was a Barbie chick.
Me too.
I had every Barbie.
I still have my Barbies.
Good for you, because they stole mine.
Oh, yeah. Some of mine, too, like my Michael Jackson Barbie doll.
They took your little Thriller doll?
They took my Thriller doll, the red jacket, black. Yeah, I'm not going to blow nobody up, but I will say that person has reimbursed me plenty of times over.
Well, good for them then.
Yes, absolutely. But so what are some of your hobbies, or what were some of your hobbies growing up?
Growing up, all my hobbies were I always wrote. I've always wrote. Yes. Always journaled. I always diaried. So that was one of the main ones. And creating, just being creative. I think at 16, no, I'm lying. I'm sorry. About 12, I started to rap. I was a rapper. I was really good at it. So
nice. We had to bring those books out.
Oh no! I mean, I'm all over YouTube. If y'all want to look, y'all find it. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
But no, I started doing music. Music was fun. fashion was always fun. But to be real honest with y'all, I was in the streets heavy. That was my hobby. Hustling,
Getting
grinding,
money.
you know, setting people up, shit like that. That was cool. Like in my idea of self at that time. Really, it was
Self-destruction.
All of that stemmed from, honestly, feeling powerless as a female in a very masculine environment. So my masculine energy kind of stepped into the place and was like, we're going to be so strong as a highly desired woman, but we're not going to let that, take us into any soft stuff. So I kind of like became very strong, and I only dealt with a certain kind of a person or people who would protect that as well. So even if there was any trauma or hurt in the home, even it was to a point where even they were afraid. Like, all right, you don't want to fuck with her.
You read that.
Shorty's
I read
bugged
that.
out. You know what I mean? So I try to just protect that aspect of myself because I was afraid to be hurt. So I became very...
I want to talk about how you flipped that whole shit. And if we look at you now, you would not even look like... But not only look like, your mind is at a different level and you are...
it is.
Overcame all the BS.
Absolutely.
You know, and even though we absolutely are going to run into those battles... you're stronger to come out of it.
Absolutely. And each time when you learn and you heal your traumas, because really we're always reacting through trauma. Like we're processing everything through a fearful space most of the time in our culture. And it doesn't look like that. You know what I'm saying? So you won't recognize it. It'll take you time. But once you do, each new, you know how the saying, new levels, new devils and stuff like that. So once you get to that point and your new levels.
Say that again?
New levels, new devils, right? But the devil's really you, right? That's a secret. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't realize that, but then you have to like reassess, because I was always in the streets and hustling and looking like, how could I get more without giving more, right? That's a very unbalanced mindset, and it's a very poor mindset. But that's what I thought, like, how could I get over? Like, how could I get all the best of everything and make sure that I ain't doing as much as the rest? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of led me to start to realize that was the mindset and the root that really didn't work for me. So I had to start really changing up everything. And I don't know, like, the awakening was fucking crazy.
Yes, but we're going to get into that right now, because I see you as like a jack of all trades, and someone was like, that's like a little offensive.
Yeah.
So I was like, but my boss told me that the actual saying is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but often better than a master of one.
And it's a true saying.
And that
your boss is correct.
Yes. And so I looked it up, and I'm like, that sounds like, you know, because that reminds me of you. Because like I said, I see your hair, you dress up, I see you, glamour, but you still speak truth, you still speak honesty, you want other people to grow, you want them to manifest, you want them to, become their higher self.
Absolutely. That's what we're supposed to be here for. So me and the jack of all trades thing, I think that I spent enough time with myself. Right? So in the book, I talk about all these different types of bum mentality. So the bum itself is the broken urban mentality.
Let's start there.
So it's a broken urban mentality. Now, all these ideas of what we are, like if you know the book, if you're out there and you got the book, one of the chapters is the fly bum. At a certain part of my life.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, chapter 1. So at a certain part of my life, fashion became how I felt my best. It was like, oh, I'm fly. Oh, I got everything. Oh, my parents are fly. They make sure I'm fly because that's a reflection on them. This became the catalyst to believe the belief system of I'm not fly, or I'm not great if I don't have fly shit. In other words, telling me you are what you have, and for there, when you don't have it, you are not anything. You know what I mean? And in the culture, especially in the hood, you know what it is. Like, oh, I'm this and that. And I'm a fly chick. Don't get me wrong. Like, sometimes I don't even spend less than $300 on a pair of shoes. It's ridiculous. But I no longer correlate that with me being better than someone else deserving
Knowing
more,
the difference.
really knowing that those things are not what makes you. Those are things that we make.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Those are things that we create.
And it shouldn't make you or break you.
It shouldn't make you or break you. And but you have to know basically all the trades, whether it be me dressing really cool, me knowing how to style something up, me knowing how to do a updo, me knowing how to write a song, me knowing how to film a movie and edit it. I am a jack of all trades, which I love because it makes me very resourceful. It's never an offense. You know what I mean?
I see you. You taking your own videos.
Yeah, I do everything myself.
Yes. Another day you went to your brother's house and then you just went and trailed off and you still find the comfort, although you may not be having a good day, or you may, or just, there's so many things that could happen behind the camera that when you do that's inspiring, because you believe that people, overcome these
doubts, self-doubts,
every single day.
Limitations we are fulfilled with, like a lot of limited beliefs about ourselves, is because of the poor self-talk. We tell ourselves like, nah, you can't do it. You don't come from this. It's not what you is. Motherfuckers don't care about you. We listen to this self-talk. And once you do that, once you give anything 5 to 20 seconds of contemplating, that's your fucking formula to manifest. So
it's either you go here or you go there. Like
right.
you have to be conscious enough to make the right choice.
But you got to know that your feelings, because this is the thing, we feel.
Yes,
that's the trick.
Yeah, because it takes us to.
We think it's real. A feeling feels like it's my body. Like an emotion feels like it's an appendage. It's a part of us. Like it can't cut it off. We don't remember that they're false. They change with the circumstance. Absolutely. They're not factual. They're not here to stay. Yeah. They shift.
Like relationships. Like if you don't want to be in a relationship, but because it feels comfortable and you don't want to be separate, or so you just deal with these things because it's harder to. Well, we think it's harder to leave.
And I suggest that no one does that. I have a podcast. Y'all really need to check it out.
Yes,
have you ever seen the podcast?
No, but I have to watch. I'm so ashamed that I haven't watched.
You would love it.
Yes.
It's not just me alone.
It's with two other girls.
It's with two other friends of mine who are amazing. One's a life coach out in Cali, a relationship coach. Her name is Sherelle.
Okay.
So they call her Coach SG. Shout out to you. Hi, Sherelle.
Yes.
That's my girl. That's like fam. She's a relationship coach out in Cali. She's awesome. Super cool. And then the other one is Lisa Miranda. What's up, Lisa? She's an actress. And she's like a world traveler. This girl
Miranda sounds familiar.
Yeah. She does all types of stuff.
Check that out. I'll be sure to do that.
And so it's like a scholar, a life coach, and like an author. And we just go off. You know what I'm saying? But we're all women of color, and we basically trying to teach people how to be their best selves through navigating emotions and relationships, because we have to go through relationships.
We're gonna have you back with the girls.
Oh my God, if they come out here, watch.
Yes.
They're so busy.
Oh, we could do Zoom or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
They would love it. But we talk a lot about relationships and about that, the concept of, I don't have to say in this, and it doesn't have to automatically be a meltdown or a breakdown. It's really understanding the self. It's understanding what we need, what's best for us, and detaching. And it's hard, but it's normal.
Very hard, and I'm trying. I'm in that path.
You going through that right now?
Yeah, I mean, not right now. I was, so now I feel like I'm good. Like
it's his loss anyway. Now
it
is. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes everybody.
I mean, it's good, and it's good for both of us. I love him. He's the father of my children, and he's doing well, and I'm doing well, and it is what it is. But you feel like it's the end, and but you get over that
all
shit.
All endings are new beginnings.
All endings are new beginnings.
I could totally resonate with what you're saying. One of the most complicated relationships that I've ever been in was a very long one, and that was my world. That was the love of my life, and I'm sure I was his. And we hurt each other a lot by staying past the point of toxicity. And after a while, as you grow, you let go. The evolution sometimes is releasing. Yes. And when you release, it's like a new level of love. We have so many different stages. We have brotherly, sisterly love, family love, erotic love, friendships, whatever. But then there's an ultimate agape love. And when we tap into that, that's when it's like non-judgmental. It's unconditional. It's like you said, like I can love you some people don't realize, like, loving someone is letting them go.
Yes.
If you don't want to be with,
if you love something,
right?
let it go. If it comes back to you, if it's yours.
Yeah,
If it doesn't, it never was.
You
and
know,
that
and the saying
really
is so,
means-
it's like, oh, it's a saying, some people can't get it at the emotional state. But when you really can understand, like, look, all right, this relationship didn't work out. I can either hold on to all the shit that I felt you victimized me for, or all the shit, hold myself hostage for all the things that I might have done to you. Or look at it and say, yo, you know what? This is the evolution of our love. And now I want for you to have what you want
Absolutely.
for you. That's a whole new
because
level
do
of
I
love.
love you if I really want you to be this fucking miserable or this
Absolutely.
caught
No, you
up
don't.
or
It's
not
not
in
love,
your,
it's fear.
in your highest, and you should let go of that so that you could be that person. And if it works out in the end, then
it might, because it
you
might,
never know
but it
what
might
happens,
not.
but it might not, and that's okay. You know,
the
because
evolution of
it. Yeah.
And if when you say, this is the thing, we cannot get rid of the ego. The ego is so difficult. And what happens is that we're like, you don't want to be with me.
Yes.
What? Am I not the best thing ever?
Ever in
So
life?
and it's not like, it's like, yo, there's not like let's just put all the bullshit aside, bro. Like, it's 9 billion people in the world. Of course you're not the fucking best. There's somebody else better. Not that
Prettier, wiser, smart. Yes.
and that can never be something that devastates us. That whole process of mindset, to be honest, that's a narcissistic mind state. It's unhealthy for us. It's a very low level of personality,
Yes.
traits. And we'll stay stuck in it. We'll hurt people that we love. We'll hurt them.
Yeah, like, it's me. Hello. I'm
You know what I
here.
mean? And so when in that relationship in particular, I went through that and I realized, like, yo, the more I'm angry, and don't get me wrong, I was valid for all the shit that I said, right? Like, you really did
I
fucking
second
hurt
that.
me. But I'd be a fucking liar if I said it feels good to punish him, or it feels good to want for him to suffer, or feel like he lost me. When I started to really connect to the honest part of how I felt about him, and even continuing in other relationships, it was like, I don't want to fucking hate him. It hurts me to hate him. Why the fuck am I signing myself up to hate or to hurt myself? It hurts me to hate him. So I can't do that. And that totally, like, releasing that completely allowed us to be more loving and more mature and more accepting of one another. And it's so much, it's a greater level of love.
It is a greater level.
It's kind of scary. But
It is very scary, but it's worth it.
yeah, it's for self.
It's for
and it's
self.
a part of loving yourself.
It is.
Like
How can I love myself, or how can I say I love myself if I allow you, or I allow myself to be treated, or like mended a certain way that I don't want. It doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel right. And I understand when you have to, like, join together and you have to compromise, and but it's more than that. It's like I have to be fulfilled, and I was feeling that way. Like, I can't, fuck everything. Like, I don't care if you feel like that. I'm sorry you feel like this. But I didn't care.
It's not really your responsibility to process what they have to do.
But we are taught that it is. We have to cook, we have to clean, we have to wash, we have to make sure this one feels right. Don't say that because that person, or don't look like that because they're going to talk about you. And it's like you get so caught up in how other people, and you like lose. You lose
who you are. And you don't give yourself a chance to really get to know who you are and what's best for you. Because if you don't know what's best for you, you can never really be best for anyone.
For anyone.
That's just universal law.
About that, yes. So tell me, what, I know all the experiences, but what made you, or what gave you this drive to write this book?
So I had wrote a couple of books already. Most of them were just like my personal stuff. And I started books, life stories, whole biographies about my personal things.
I didn't even know that.
They're not released yet. They're not
Oh,
ready.
they're not?
My story ain't
Let's-
over.
I would-
Shit get crazy every time I turn around. I'm like,
I have to add this in there.
but I'm not ready for a biography. That will happen later on in life, maybe 50, 60 or something like that. But anyway, this was the pandemic. I had started, one of the newest things that were occurring in my life was me really waking up to my power, or God's power through me. I should say the Creator's power through me. I really started to wake up to that thing. Like,
was it like an experience that you went through, or
magic? Like I practice magic, so I was like, oh, I'm a whole magi. I didn't really. I knew that I was powerful. I knew I was gifted, and I knew I had gifts since a kid. But when I started to really experiment with ceremony, and I started to really connect to the divine and understand, and just whatever I was gifted with expanded really big. And I was scared. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you opened your eyes and it was like, oh.
No, it was to the point where, girl, I had to watch what I said. Because if I said something in an emotional charged state, it happened immediately. And I was like, oh, because now I was at a level. It was a new level, new devil. It was like, oh, so now you got this, you're awakened. This always been. You've been manifesting shit. You just wasn't aware. Now you're aware of it.
Now you're tapping into it. Yeah.
Now you can see it and you can master it. This is mastery when you're learning these things. And then I started to realize, oh, my angers, I'm not paying attention. I'm not being responsible with this gift. And I started to really, really set boundaries. So I started to realize, okay, so since I'm so powerful and I can't, like this is the law and the formula of it, I can't date somebody that's going to disregard the deep connection. Because that's going to have me be like, yo, I hope that somebody fucking punches you in your face. And then when you go outside and you call me like, something happened.
Something happened to me.
I'm making a joke, but it's circumstances like this.
Yeah, it's just situations.
And they were kind of scary. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I gotta watch this. So I felt really like I had to set boundaries about who was I letting in my world. Why was I letting people in my world? And I realized I smoke weed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always something I did with smoke weed. I drank, I partied, I chilled. It was a vibe. I was always super popular and the life of any party. And if there wasn't a party, I brought the fucking party. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're partying.
That's the connection.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was what it was. And then I realized those are the things that are putting me in position where these people think that they could just have access to me. Like
yes.
So now I started to set boundaries with friends, with relationships. If I wasn't really in relationships, if I dated someone or something, things like that. Relationships, girl, you ain't never lie. I never heard it like that, but damn.
Shout out to Ayana. I think I read that in one of her books.
Oh, that's a good one. We're going to use that on the podcast.
Yes.
But so I started to realize that these are the reasons why these are happening. These angers, these uncontrollable. I had to really be more responsible about who was I letting in my crowd. So I had some friends and I had told them, this is what I'm doing. My house is a certain energy, so I can't allow certain shit on some spiritual shit. And they would look at me like I was crazy, and I guess they didn't get it.
Fuck this bitch is talking about.
Right, but I would be like, no, you can't come here drunk, you can't come here twisted, you can't be here like I can't have that energy around me, because what happens is my spiritual team starts being like, bitch, we gonna fuck you up because you're doing what is not on the path. You're staying stuck. We have to evolve you. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I'm receiving the information. I'm super connected to my spiritual team. So I'm like, all right. So now I'm like, all right, cool. I'm trying to set boundaries little by little. But in the interim of setting the boundaries, I'm realizing I'm losing everyone. Everyone. Family, friends, lovers, everyone. I am by myself at this point. I was investing in another business. I was doing something up there. Like everybody, all of a sudden when I set these boundaries, it was like a complete shift. And everybody started to show their shit. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have no high vibration support. So I'm all by myself.
Because I'm not flowing with what everyone's flowing with.
Yeah, and so what I realized was it was bigger. It was a broken urban mentality. Everybody from where I'm from, we all shared that very poor mentality of I need to be twisted, I need to be fly, I need to be rich, I need to have the famous boyfriends and girlfriends, and I need to be connected and whatever. All the false shit that society teaches makes us cool. And so I pretty much just was like, all right, so I'm abandoning all these personalities. And these were the personalities that had surrounded by me. And I was just like, this shit gotta stop.
Yeah.
And then I broke it down. And the way I seen it, I just started writing, and I would write it in a composition notebook. I got on a flight, I went to Florida.
Yes.
And I wrote majority of this book in my mother's.
You went to visit your dad, I believe?
I went to my mother and my father.
Oh, nice.
And I went and I wrote majority of the book in their backyard, just by myself, hand. And I had no intention. I just needed to get it out of me. I had it in my mind, I'm done with the poor moral code of my culture. Not only am I done with it, but I'm going to share about it. You know what I mean?
Why am I done with it?
We're just friends. I didn't think I was gonna to publish it. And then finally, a little after that, I think the pandemic hit us. And that was, I was going through a lot of shit. I went through a dark night of the soul. I don't know if you guys know what that is. But
I don't like soul evolution process.
It's like, when people feel depressed, right? But it's bigger than that. I don't even look at depression the same anymore. Depression to me is, not that it's not valid, because it is, it's more of a resisting the waking. You know what I'm saying? Like resisting your
The
awakening. When we resist our awakening, we get depressed.
Yes.
And we want to.
So when we're not woke, but I know you don't like the term woke.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, why? Tell me why.
I only don't like the term woke because one is never fully woke to all aspects of self. Okay. One can be woke to one aspect or certain
particular things
at a time. So it's not that I don't like the term. I don't like the concept of people being like, I'm woke. You may be woke to one aspect of your journey at this moment in time, but trust me, buddy, if you are fucking sleeping to a lot of shit that's gonna knock you off that woken fucking horse you're running around on, slap you to where you knocked out again, and then you gonna wake back up like, I'm woke. Oh shit, I'm still here.
If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You know what I'm saying? Amen to that. Okay, I read, you said, let me see. Once upon a time, I was hurt. Then came once upon a time when I hurt myself, thinking I was protecting myself from others who can potentially hurt me first. Oof. You know when they say, I felt that?
Yeah.
I felt that.
I refeel that.
Yes.
You know? Whenever somebody reads me the book, I'd be like, I wrote that shit.
Which ultimately led me to now where I let all that shit go.
Yeah.
So when you say hurt,
yeah,
do you mean hurt by people who are supposed to love you or people you were loving?
I guess both. It could be both. At first, it was more of the victimized mentality. That was the concept of it. You know, you're young, you're a teen, and you're a young adult. Oh, you hurt me, you lied to me, you cheated on me. You can never really see how your reactions to vendetta, that hurt, or to, I'm not talking to you no more, I'm going to block you, I'm a this, I'm a that, or I'm going to date somebody that you can't, compare to, or whatever ideas and concepts. Those things were all protecting the part of me that was like, why you hurt me? Like, I loved you, I trust you.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
A defense, yeah.
And we don't realize that. But there was a time that it came that I started to realize that. And I already had made a fucking mess of my life. I had a wake of shit that I was like, ugh, I don't want to fucking touch this. But I had to because I made it. It's my bed, you know what I'm saying? And I came to realize, wow, they were just loving me from their trauma. We trauma bond most of our childhood and fucking urban life, right? So it's like those are trauma bonds, and then they're
trauma
loving me.
Bonds meaning like you start with like relationships with stuff that you have
bad, like we resonate. Like, oh yeah, your mom's is a crackhead, my father's a dope fiend. Yeah, let's date. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like not saying it like that. That's extreme, but
just saying that you don't heal or you're not healing in certain parts, so you can't be.
You're just too young to understand that the connection that you're having will not last forever. It will. When it did last was at a time where you guys connected and resonated off of traumatic things that you both resonate with. You're like, oh, you guys didn't eat dinner tonight? Well, you come to my crib. My parents are, they here, they'll cook. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love this girl. Nah, we just fed you. But we won't recognize that at 16, 17. We're going to recognize trauma. I mean, we're going to recognize you love me, you care for me. And I do. But as you grow up and then one heals and the other doesn't, it's the vibes, the frequency, by universal law of vibration, you're no longer on the same frequency. So now it seems like you hurt me. It's not that. I hurt you. It's that I'm healing. And if you're resistant to that healing, you're in the dark night of the soul. You're hurting. You're resisting the awakening. You don't want to grow yet. Because you will whenever you choose on your things. But you got to suffer too. You have to feel the hurt. Like I feel the hurt. That's just human nature. People don't realize this shit. That's why,
Woo!
So it was
That's
that. It was that happened. And then I started to realize, holy shit. Yeah, I'm going to leave this person, or I'm running away, or I'm not letting this, or whatever your thing is. And then what we do is, because we're still in those unhealed places, we're really searching for Band-Aids for those things. But chances are we're just repeating them with new circumstances, and so we hurt ourselves more. And then I realized and woke up to the self-sabotaging behavior and patterns that I was in. I would think that, like, one of my main things, like, you're not gonna fucking beat me in the head. You're not gonna get over on me. Ain't gonna be none of that abusing me shit. So I became very abusive, not like physically, but more personality wise. Like I was always the the hierarchy
I
type
had
of
to
a
say
vibe.
the last word. I was
Before-
tough. You're not gonna fuck with me. You're not. Yeah.
Because I was so afraid of being hurt.
Yes.
I was coming from a very traumatized space, and when I realized that hurt me a lot.
It only hurts you because
when you hurt others, you're hurting.
yes,
you're hurting
when
yourself.
you don't have no control, no power over your own emotions. I think.
Oh, you don't know because
Because
at that time I didn't know. Now, like, I feel things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like fucking running around here like, girl, I'm mastering shit. I don't know. This morning I was like, I can't stand this shit. You know, whatever I was going through. But you got to know, like, this is temporary, girl. This is a moment. It comes, it goes, the circumstance change, and you'll get over it.
And it's okay to feel like that. Sit that bitch right here, act up, you're gonna get smacked up.
Right.
And then you put
But
your big girl shoes on, you keep it pushing.
Absolutely. But those ideas weren't in my mind at that time. It was immediately to either protect myself from being hurt, and those choices was based out of fear, and I totally hurt myself and others in the intro.
You said in your book, cheating, this is hysterical to me. Cheating is a lack of integrity.
That's all it is.
Let's talk about that shit.
Yeah, let's. Please. I love this topic.
I love it.
One of the main things I hate is when people say, oh, you know, was they cheating, or I cheated, or he's a cheater. First of all, connecting with humans is not a fucking game. So how are you cheating anything? We are individual people. We really don't. We live in a very false narrative of how we're supposed to connect. Like I said, 9 billion people in the world. You are not supposed to just connect with one
person.
You know,
yes.
It happens. You're going to have these things. But the reason why cheating and the concept of, stepping out of a relationship exists is because there's this notion of you can only have me and be with me at all times. Commitment is really the issue. It's like, do you have the capacity? Do you have the emotional intelligence and the capacity to commit in the good and the bad? Because when the bad comes, that's where the stepping out comes in at. And really, it's only a cheat because you lack the integrity of expressing how you feel. Because it's really normal. It's normal to desire other things. Not saying that you should act on it. Not saying any of those things.
That it's okay, but it happens.
It has to happen because we have to shift from the animal beastly mentality, the reptile mind, the old archaic, I'm a man, I need to, like, nigga, you a man, but you also ain't fucking sitting in a rock. You know that there's somebody home who will be devastated if they knew you were doing that. It's very simple.
And that's why you don't say, because
you lack integrity. You're not a cheater, you just lack integrity.
Let's talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. We won't really come off like, listen, this relationship isn't meeting my needs on a physical aspect. And so emotionally, I want to stay here, but physically, I'm having desires, and no one doesn't have that conversation. No one's not educated enough to tell the other person, like, you're having those physical desires because you haven't mastered your lust, and so you're weak. You're not even strong. Like, niggas think, and it's not even niggas, it's bitches too, because, excuse my language, I shouldn't even say niggas and bitches. That's just like part of my lower self, but it's very used to it. But no, deadass, because I talk like that, but I shouldn't. I'm a grown ass woman. I be wanting to be like, Janessa, have herself, you know what I mean?
You like the ladies and gentlemen.
But real shit though, chicks and dudes, best I can say, right? Chicks and dudes. Chicks and dudes. But no, really, what y'all do is, and what happens is, we are not educated enough. Y'all think like, oh, I got me a couple shorties, I'm finessing them, I got this one for that one for this one, so on and so forth, and no one knows I'm chilling, I'm doing the right thing.
You're not chilling.
You're absolutely not chilling. You're now you're in a karmatic debt. Now you owe energy.
In a karmatic debt.
You know what I'm saying?
You are
self-sabotaging. Anything that hurts another person cannot, by universal law, benefit you, because it's against the first law of oneness. You're never really getting over on anyone, because everyone is you in another form sent to help you grow. So you're never really getting over.
You're just insecure.
No, it's bigger. We're all fucking insecure. They ain't not
but
one person
you don't
on
think
earth
that they're insecure, so they look for these things in women so they don't have to find their insecurities?
Okay.
So
I
they
think
don't
I
have
said
to
something
point
like that
in
the book, right? I thought I did. All
Maybe.
right. So what you're
you
saying,
say a lot of things in this book.
what you're touching on is the idea of this, and we all have insecurities. When a partner is aware of a person's insecurity, they feel like, oh, they know I'm not shit. The jig is up. You know what I'm saying? So subconsciously, an unhealed person may fall victim to another person who's new and doesn't know yet that they are human. Cause let's not call them insecure, right? Cause that's a slap in the face of every human. Like, we're all fucking insecure
Yes,
in
that's
different
true.
areas, right? Whenever
in a
we
lot
don't
of
feel
areas.
strong or safe or founded, we're not secure. When we don't have support, we're not secure. These are words and what they mean. We take them and we turn them into other shit. But something secure is something that's supported.
You heard it here.
And that's the thing. So when a man or woman tells somebody, oh, this is a gaslighting thing, right? Oh, you bugging, I ain't cheating, you insecure. Bro, the whole insecurity right there is because you're not supporting it. You're not even I can't even have the space to feel comfortable enough and secure enough to express how I feel. Yeah. You making me seem like I'm fucking crazy. You know what I mean? As if it's not as likely as you would be doing something as you're not. It's just a conversation. And if we are a partnership and we are a commitment, and I should be able to express this to you, you should have no area with clarifying it so that way I feel secure. It's not that I'm insecure about my personal self, which some people are, but those are deeper, different levels. It's a difference between being insecure about oneself and a connection.
So why you think
men cheat? Oh, we talking about men right now? Because I know about this. Like, watch that episode because there's something for you.
Yeah. I want to think why you think both sides, but
yeah, honestly, I think that it's all about not knowing. First of all, in a lot of the circumstances, is not knowing your true self, and your true self is really infinite and it's spiritual. It's not physical. The physical is just how we connect to each other and express this to each other. So I think people really,
if we seen physical, a lot of people wouldn't be.
Yeah, but a lot of people do cheat just and sleep with one another and step out of their commitments and their connections, so that way they can have a physical, lustful thing, because lust is only the desire to attain. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantasy, and then it builds, and then it's like, oh, I need that, and then once you experience it, it's like, okay, next. So it's not really real. You know what I mean? But I think that people just really step out of circumstances with one another because it's fucking natural. You know what I'm saying? We're individual. We're not. If we were born to just be all one, in the sense of like, you would be born connected to people. Like, we would have a clusterfuck of a body full of all types of pieces that we could stick into each other. Like, that's not the way it is. You know
like
what I'm saying?
Mr. Potato Head.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. I really think that people only step out of connections and commitments when they lack integrity, out of fear that they'll be exposed for being human, seen in a different light. They're not worthy of the connection they've attracted to themselves.
But this is men or
men and women.
Yeah, women.
No,
I just think, because I don't know. I think more men cheat, or no?
No, absolutely not. Men and women cheat, same thing. And I think women are better at it. But
no, I believe the women that cheat are better.
Yeah, they're better at it, but they're better at the hiding it. But
I think women cheat for different reasons.
I don't think so. Especially not now in this culture where most. All right, so let's say this. All right, this is my thing, and I have it in the book. There's a masculine and a feminine. The masculine and the feminine is not only the bodies. That's what. Well, listen. If you think you got it, you don't. If you think you know the way, you don't. That's how this world is. It's always deeper. The literal sense is what distracts and illusionizes everybody. So everybody's stuck in this illusion like, well, it said ABC. But it's like, nigga, it's ZB and fucking times 3. It's a whole other thing. It ain't even a number. It's a fucking tree with lights on it. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It's always coded. And really what's happening is this. Women have been, because it's our nature, the female is naturally going to follow the man. It don't matter if you are a woman with a masculine energy or a man with a feminine energy. The masculine will lead, the feminine will follow. It's natural, right?
So you mean as male and female, or you're talking about masculine? I'm talking
about masculine and feminine, and that can be in any feminine
gender. Okay.
Yeah, and so this is my thing. Because our culture and where we are now, and men have displayed this toxic masculine machismo type of, I'm a man, I'm archaic, I can have 13 wives. We've already evolved past that point physically on a scientific level. Your brain has the right and wrong departments that can discern for you. So when men be like, yo, I'm a man, no, you're weak. And so what's happening is you've conditioned this to be acceptable to women. And so what women are doing is saying, I need to adopt that. I need to be that too. Should I speak closer? Sorry. Should I be that too? Oh, so I'm going to do the same thing. And what happens is we adopt the masculine mindset as a protector so the man could want us. Oh, she lets me fuck 12 bitches. That's my bottom bitch. That's my main bitch. It's my wife. She's okay with it. She knows about Brenda. So on and so forth. Until women start doing the same. Why do you think more women are making more money than men? Why do you think that more women are doing bigger things now? Why do you think that women are so powerful in this culture and this time and age? It's because we have learned their way and we have used it to protect us from the hurt that we wind up getting. And then that leaves them to be feminine, which is why they
you heard
are
that
now.
shit?
This is why they are now in a position to. You see a lot of men talking about, how women are making more money than them, and you hear a lot of things like this. But this is not everybody. This is just those dynamics. When a woman embraces the masculine mindset, and now she starts to put it, no matter how well she's at it, no matter how good it doesn't work for her because it's not her true nature. Yes. She's really just trying to protect herself, and she doesn't realize that he misled her. She's like, I'm the leader. I got this. I got niggas. No, you're misled to believe that that's your nature, sis. It's not. It's not. Yeah. And you're hurting yourself. And you know it because we don't like to do the things men do. They're different. Yes. They wire different.
Yes.
So what I think, honestly, is that it's an equal thing. And I think that women did their job, which is follow the man. And he taught us that. That's what I think.
You heard it here first. The man taught us how to be, baby. So we outside. Hot girl summer. I'm just kidding. So I want to get into when you talk about what's a spiritual bum. That's actually your last chapter of this amazing book that you must purchase, How to Stop Being a Fucking Bum. It's in Barnes and Nobles, and you could also get it on Amazon, where I got mine.
Amazon and I think Walmart, and you can really get it from me too, which I prefer.
Because she writes these beautiful, wonderful messages if you tell her you want it. And she wrote to me, Tina, a.k.a. Tiance, thank you for all your love and support, my soul sister from another life. Continue being free.
Yes.
And this is just amazing. This book is amazing. Your energy,
thank you.
Everything that you serve, how you try to help us bums out here.
I'm a bum too. I'm a bum. I come from all of that too. I come from all that. The spiritual bum actually, and it's gonna sound bugged out, but I don't feel I wrote that part. I wrote it. I am the author of it, but I don't feel that part was really part of me. There was a lot of downloads I was getting while I wrote that part. Wow. And I was like,
and you did a lot of research as well.
No,
I mean, for the book.
The book is a collective of everything that I've experienced, real life, and have researched over my terms of like healing self. I've never gone through therapy. I've just always healed my own self. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been connected to the Creator and searched and looked for things that resonated with me. I needed to be really comfortable in my growth process because it wasn't easy. I had to look at a lot of ugly things. So I learned a lot, and that's all a part of that. But the spiritual bum it's religious people that I'm talking to. It's people who are diehard religious and don't understand that religion is just a corporate
something to rely on.
Spirituality. Well, no, we as humans, we have this need, in my opinion. These are my opinions and my beliefs, right? I'm not saying like you guys got it wrong, but I just feel that religion is I never stutter, but I just want to say this fucking right. Religion needs you to go outside of yourself. Religion needs you to blame somebody on bad things and say that it was somebody else's will for good things. And that is the fucking biggest lie ever. And I love God. And I used to be heavy in my Christian shit. Like, you know what I mean? I was raised around all of that. And I love the concept of all that. But somehow the Creator had opened my eyes to interpret religion in a very different way. And so I see the oneness of all of them. They're all saying the same thing. And they're saying it in a different way because no one can tell you how God is talking to you. None of us know what God looks like, is like, whatever. The only way you can know the true Creator is by knowing the self, because that's the source. Mm-hmm. And so I get really passionate about this. And this is a big thing. And so religious people are always in the literal part of the teaching, you know. Well, it's this and it's that, and it's clearly said here that, you know, and it's so much deeper than that. And so I felt like people are in that space of, well, I've accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I go to mosque, and I do this, and I do that. And so long as they follow these ideas of religion, not that they're not right, and not that these paths don't lead you to knowing God.
But you lack in certain things for self. So are you really connected, or do you really believe?
You're not. You know, not that you're not. You are connected, but I don't know what you're connected to. And that's your personal business, is not mine, right? But one thing that I know is that don't put your shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
it's for you to
It's for you to have your walk and me to have my walk. Unfortunately,
we're all walking each other home together, but at the same time, it's for you to figure that out.
Yeah, and I just felt like that the whole concept of, you know, the religions that I was raised in, and the idea of the Creator being this romantic relationship. Like, when I hear people talk about that, I'm going to just say it. It fucking totally turns me off. I'll be like, you know, when people be like, you know, I have a father that loves me, and it goes into it, and it's like, yo, yes, the Creator is, you know, the father. But it was written like that in a patriarchal time where everything was ran by the patriarch. So, of course, it was called father. And this was a very medieval time. And, you know, when people throw shit out like, oh, we're in the end days. And it's like, do you not understand the type of shit we came from, like, as humans?
Yeah,
medieval times where you got burned for even believing in something.
Yes.
Like, we
massacres.
Are doing way better.
The evolution has,
you know,
reformed, and it's improving. You know what I mean? And
it's just a lot of shit.
And it was deep when I read that, because I kind of feel like that. Like, yes, you have someone to believe, or you want to direct that energy towards, and, you know, make proud, but it is a gift. The life of from God, or your life is a gift, and what you do with it is your present to Him. So you can't just direct all this energy on something and not on
yourself, because you need inspired action. Religious teachers is like, you know, if you're worthy, you will be blessed type vibe. Yes. You know what I mean? Or you're not worthy, you're born in sin. And, you know, so there's just so many concepts, and not that any of them are wrong. It's just that is one person's perception of what God was teaching them. And then a bunch of people who are based in fear co-signed it. Yeah. And now I'm supposed to just go with it? I can't, because I've had these personal spiritual experiences that are not mentioned. Oh, if they are mentioned, I need to know what is it trying to tell me. Yes. And so for me,
like, just because you follow church and you go to, you know, you follow God, and with someone who is, you know, on drugs, or, you know, doesn't mean that they're going to different places, because his heart, the drug user could have a good heart and always, like, found his place, but, you know, the sin took him to, you know, to left. But people who were following that, you know, sometimes are evil, and they just look for this goodness, or they look for, like, some, like, what do you call that? Like, you know, just like a confirmation.
What do you mean?
Like when you go to church, it's like a confirmation. Like, I go to church and I look like I'm doing good.
Like a justification.
That they're better, opposed to someone who doesn't go to church but is a goodwill, good-hearted, but they have these.
But in my opinion, that's all of us being our lower selves. That's why I say, like, you could be woke to one aspect but still asleep to another.
So
you know what I mean?
Just thinking that is your lower self, because
and what I think is evil is, you know, rejecting that growth and saying my dark side needs to be, you know, like, kind of like melded in with my light side, so that way I can know that it's not a devil. it's me being an idiot. You know what I'm saying? It's me
not making the right choices. Me knowing better and not doing better.
Yeah, it's so work. It's so work. I started doing these classes called the Shadow Work Show online through my website, and we were doing
the website Motivational Monsters.
Yes, motivationalmonsters.org. And we were doing that, and we were teaching people this. Sorry about that. I'm just like rolling around here, you guys. Sorry. I like the way I sound on here. It's like SMR. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know.
SMR.
I love it. I love it. So tell us about Motivational Monsters and how they can.
Awesome.
Yes.
So in 2018, let me get over here.
Yes,
okay.
2018.
In 2018,
year.
it was. I was going through it, but whatever. I started a nonprofit called Motivational Monsters, and it's based in Coney Island. That's where I'm from. I'm from Coney Island, and I'm a Brooklyn girl. And so basically,
I could hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I love my hood. So I started that, and my intention was to motivate people who were considered monstrous, like whether you were a recovering addict, a recovering gangster, just came home from prison or in prison, or just really street life. You know what I'm saying? And how can you use your life to motivate somebody else to show them that those are the choices that are not what's up? Because often we glorify our street stories.
Yes.
Like, oh, no, you better ask about me.
Exactly.
But it's like, if you're
until
not
you
really,
go through it.
well, even if you're not, even if you still just think you that nigga, like chances are you're really not. And a lot of people they stay in. This is one of my favorite sayings. In a dark place, if you're the lightest one there, of course you seem great. But when I bring you to the sun, you're gonna be hella dim. You know what I'm saying?
Dimmer.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying. But so basically it was that I started to speak in Rikers Island. Wow. And then I also started to teach in the juvenile detention center for a while. And all of a sudden, the nonprofit just started to shift and change, and it started to become so many different things. I just started doing workshops in the community.
I see you doing retreats.
Yeah, I do a bunch of stuff. Just basically anything that allows a person to create, which is their highest version of self. I believe that if we are created in the image of the Creator, we are creators.
Yes.
And to get to that level of creation, you have to be we all use creating anyway, but you get to the higher place and you build something, you create something, whether it be a song, whether it be an art piece, and tap into your wellness, awesome. Tap into your mindset, get to yourself to a higher space so
just
you can
find your thing.
So you can be your highest version of self where you're manifesting. You're not
because we all have. Last week I was so stuck. I was like, we all have this thing, and I'm like, thing, and I couldn't find the word. It's a gift. We all have a gift, puñeta, that we have to manifest, find it, learn it, seek it, however it is, and stop worrying about fulano de tal and what they need to do and how they need to figure their life out. Figure your shit out. That's what we here. That's what we doing. And thank you,
You're
Janessa.
welcome. Thank you.
You are a light on Instagram. Thank you. I follow. You motivate me. You inspire me. And I'm super proud of you as a young woman, doing your thing. Puerto Rican from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Leo, I love Leos. Shout out to my cousin, my best friend in the building. G Math, always holding me down at S.STREET Media. Please tell us, mommy, where they can find you, where they can follow, where they can go to these retreats, because we're about to come and visit and join and
you guys
find
can
out
come
how
to Thrive. Thrive is going to be our next event. It's an all women's conference. We haven't found our location yet, but it's going to be dope. I'm trying to have it like a weekend, like a 3-day thing.
Nice.
But it won't be a retreat. It'll just be like a coming in, like a conference.
Or like 3 days, you
like
go
3
in.
days. I'm trying to figure out. We're still working on it, but it's
gonna
be for the new year, and it's gonna be about embracing our femininity, our divine feminist, feminine energy, and it's gonna be a dope event. And the girls will be there. I'm gonna have them
that's
speaking.
awesome. I'm coming.
Yeah.
So tag me and everything so I can repost. People
absolutely,
can follow.
absolutely.
That's how we do.
But
get that word out.
Yeah. And in the meanwhile, if you guys wanna hit me up, I'm open to all types of ways of communication. You can email me directly, and I will respond. It's motivationalmonsters@gmail.com. You can also DM me and hit me up on Instagram on my personal page, which is Janessa, JANESSA _Rose, ROSE _. It's like Vanessa without the V. It's with a J. And I tell people
very unique.
And
that's my cousin and my niece's name.
Janessa?
Yeah.
Really?
Janessa.
I never met a person
they're both
that
in the same family. My cousin Jessica, her niece, and then her Both her nieces, actually.
shout out to
her
all the
niece and
gymnastics in the
her
world.
granddaughter. I'm so Confucius. But yeah.
So cute. That's so cute. But yeah, motivationalmonsters.org is our website.
Yes.
And Motivational Monsters Inc. _ is our social for the nonprofit. And for those of you out there that are ever looking for a motivational speaker, reach out to us. And that's what we do. We come, we get people riled up. We do a lot of corporate speaking.
Yes.
So, pull us in. We'll get your work is working.
Yes, you heard it here first on the BS with Tina and Company. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Follow, buy this book because it is self-explanatory.
Yeah,
love
hit me
ya.
up.
Peace.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, baby.
So cool.